So yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
sick.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, our team can be pretty busy, but it's like good busy. And then I'm there to be the sort of spokesperson whenever they're kind of in it. So I'm very happy to be here. Thanks so much for setting this up again. Hey, we got people joining in. And I started record as well for the OBS, so afterwards I can send over the file.
Thank you. Wait, Lyndall told me how I can tag people in the channel. I think he said you say we are live and then you type at event pings. Okay, there we go. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, nice.
Done.
I see
There
it.
we go. Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I will
Okay.
link the channel. There we go.
Thank you, Chaz. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. Let me see. Where are my questions now? I spent a lot of time actually writing these questions, by the way, because I was curious about your lore. I think you deleted this post, by the way. I'm very sure you deleted it, but like I was curious about your lore, uh, because I found out accidentally on X that you used to work at Nintendo, and I was like, how do you go? What? How do you even end up working at Nintendo, first of all? And then there was like another job that you did. It was some cool title. I don't remember what it was, but you did that job as well. And then you somehow found crypto. And then like this it just the lore is too interesting not to find out. I was like so confused. And then I was like, dude, I have to get this guy on an interview and like find out what his story is. So hopefully, I get my questions answered, and hopefully, a lot of people actually get to learn about you, how you went from, well, a gamer. I can say with confidence that you are a gamer. How you went from like a normal gamer to now leading one of the greatest communities with the greatest pulse ever. Like people have to know that because one day, you never know. In our audience, someone might want to be like you. Like they genuinely might want to stand where you are. So this will be a great guiding light for the community.
Wow. I Yeah, I feel like this answer is such a huge responsibility, and I do want to answer it in the most genuine way possible. By the way, thank you all so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We will also have this call recorded for those that aren't able to make it. Um, but wow, I don't know where to start. I've been playing games since I was like 5 years old,
I
1997.
knew it.
I
I
was
freaking knew it. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
and N64. That's my first memory in this world is having an N64 and just playing Super Mario 64 and like all these other games. And it's so funny. So I worked for Nintendo and I also worked for Apple as one of the
What
technicians at
the?
the Genius Bar. But
Yeah.
for Apple, it was miraculous because I what happened there was I actually applied for it, and then 3 months later I got the interview. I was like, oh my god, it's actually Apple reaching out to me,
That's so weird.
and like I was
That's
at
so weird.
this yeah. Sorry,
That's like saying I applied for the CIA, and then the CIA was just like, you know what, flip it. We'll just take you in because you're cool. That's like such a weird, strange, but cool story, to be honest. That's very surprising.
yeah. They got me at like this hotel, and it was a huge group interview, like about 100 people, and apparently they only chose like 10 people, and I was just there just to have fun and connect and be as genuine as possible. And then I got a call back. I was like, "Oh my god, I got a second interview at the store! What? That was cool." And then
Oh, leaflet.
yeah, so I had
Yeah, go
when you
ahead.
go to the Apple store and you see those people with the iPads in the back, I was one of them. Where I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? Welcome in today. How can I help you? Oh, this is going on. All right, let me help you out." So I would like do my little thing on the iPad and support people through my shifts. It was a lot of fun.
Interesting. Okay, okay, okay. Wait, Chaz, you're giving too much alpha, bro. You're giving too much alpha. This has to be answered in like a classic interview style question. So,
Oh,
let's just let's just let's just officially start this, and then you can answer along the way. So, welcome everyone to, I was gonna say creator chats because I'm so used to saying creator chats, but welcome to our first interview with Chaz. It's gonna be an interesting space, to be honest. Chaz, are you ready? Because I'm gonna ask you some very interesting questions.
yeah, let's do it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate your time, and I'm very excited for what we have in the future for Re. It was like we're actually still very early in our stage. That's all I can say. So it's a very humbling time right now to see so much people joining in. And Lyndall and Peter, thank you so much for being here to facilitate and host this as well. I'm very excited to be here.
Polish. Yo, Lyndall's here. Let's go. Nice, nice. My day just got better. Awesome. Yo, what's up, Lyndall?
Oh,
Hey, you made it. Welcome in.
All
I'm
right.
sorry for
Um,
lateness.
No worries.
no, it's cool, bro. It's cool. Okay, let's dive right in. So, before we discuss RE protocol, right? Let's take it way back. What was your first moment of realizing you were drawn to gaming?
It's funny. So actually, I think I spilled this in the very beginning, but it's my first memory on this earth. 5 years old, and there's an N64 in front of me, and I just start playing, and then that's my entire childhood. And for my entire life, up until now, I'm like 33 years old, and I'm just like still gaming whenever I'm off. It's always fun to just get into.
Oh, yeah, it's honestly some very interesting. Well, I don't think I know a lot of people who started gaming like that young. Most of my friends started gaming when they were like, I think 13, and they would play like Naruto games or something like that. But it's interesting you have that lore. But okay, speaking of like gaming from a young age, how did you go from okay, I'm playing games, and then fast forward, you now have an opportunity to work at Nintendo. Like, how does that happen? How old were you, by the way? If you're comfortable like saying your age when like you worked at Nintendo, like I don't understand how that's literally possible. My brain has been trying to rack this information, but it's just been like it's been confusing me. So
Yeah,
please answer what you can.
yeah, it's so funny. So actually, I got hired for Nintendo during the year of COVID, 2020. So that I was like what, 28 years old, and I was applying for jobs like crazy because it was an interesting time. And apparently one of them, so this lady reached out and she goes, "Hey, I'm here to talk to you about the Nintendo job. You were referred, right?" And I was not referred. So I go, "Oh, no, I wasn't referred at all, but I'd be super happy to speak with you about the job opportunity." And then she goes, "Oh, okay, let's do it." And then from there, she saw how I was like, dude, I've been playing Nintendo games since I was 5, and I'm basically a huge fan. Like, I'm already been promoting your products, so it's gonna be easy for me to be in this role naturally promoting it because I already do. Well, it's like fun little thing. I don't really have a Switch 2 yet. It's been an interesting thing from there. But like before then, with everything Nintendo, I have all the systems, so they were just like, yeah, this guy's solid. Let's get him in the team.
I knew you'd answer like that. I knew it. I guessed. Okay, okay, okay. Let me not get off topic. But okay, great answer, Chaz. Great answer. So, on the more professional side, right? Nintendo is a legendary brand. I think everyone in this call knows what Nintendo is. What I'd like to know is what's one surprising thing it taught you about building community or working at scale that sticks with you today?
Hmm. So honestly, with my Nintendo role, I was definitely the brand ambassador where I would be speaking about the brand as much as possible. But to be completely honest, on the building side for the community, that actually came off from my Twitch side. So on Twitch, I used to full time stream. Like I used to live on it. I used to be one of those content creators streaming every single day. And 2018 was the year I did that. It was amazing. I think there's some questions later I can get into it, but that's definitely where I developed the community building, just to create a community of people where it's like, dude, it's a safe haven, it's a vibe. You can hang out, chill with us. Like you want to play games, hang out, whatever. It's like, dude, it's all chill here, all good vibes.
All right, perfectly answered, bro. Perfectly answered. Now let's switch to the more I don't want to say degen, but we are degens in a way. We all are. So what I want to know is how did you first discover crypto? Like how? Because we all have like our weird stories. For example, me, the way I discovered crypto was I saw people buying like pictures of monkeys. Bored ape, oh, bored apes. There we go, bored ape yacht club. People were buying those for like $1 million, and I saw it on the news, and I was like, what's wrong with these people? Like, why are they buying a picture of a monkey for like $1 million? And then I was like, can't I download that picture? Like, what? I was so confused. But that was like my first introduction to crypto. And I'm curious, like, how you first discovered crypto.
Yeah, for sure. Side note, sorry, real quick, because you mentioned the bored ape, and it's so cool because I actually used to live next to a burger joint that was based on bored ape. They closed, unfortunately, but like during my time in my first year of crypto, they actually invited me to get like a free burger because I was in collaboration with another community. Um, so it was very cool. But going back to how I discovered crypto, it's very interesting. I actually wasn't looking for crypto; it actually just found me. There's a YouTuber named Master Shri Akasharna, I think, or something. But like, just to keep it real, COVID 2020 was a very hard time. So for me, I was just going through a phase of like, oh my god, like I need to like look into myself and work on myself. What I need to do, meditations, some kind of process to like get my mental health in order. And then I just naturally found this guy on YouTube, right? And then next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a Discord, and then there's going to be a very cool opportunity for you to grow with us as a community and make money." And for me, I was kind of desperate. I'm like, "Okay, Master Shri Akarsharna, whatever their name is, I'll go ahead and join their community so I can bond more with like-minded people that are trying to grow themselves." And then I found out he was selling NFTs, and I was just like, "Wait, is this one of those scams? Like, what is this, dude? Like, I think I heard about this, but I still want to check into this because he seems legit on his YouTube content." So in the mint, it was 0.3 ETH, I think 0.333 ETH, and I minted too. But at the same time, I was like, "Dude, what am I doing? Like, am I getting scammed? Holy crap!" But I'm so desperate. I'm gonna go for it. So I actually pulled out a loan to go through the whole process. I learned about crypto for the first time. I learned about swapping from USD to like ETH and then minting it and all this and that. And then from there, it's just like everything just naturally came about. I got to connect with that community. I'm not as active with them anymore. But from there, 2020, I got to really learn about the Web3 space. And then 2021 was where I actually met Steph in the first community that I started community managing for, which is pretty crazy. Um, but those NFTs were interesting. I think they were called Creator. I forgot what it was called, but I minted for about 0.333 ETH and I sold for about 1 ETH each. So it was pretty amazing because I was like, I think I got what I needed from them. But yeah, so that whole collection from Master Shri Akashana in 2020 was a really nice step into Web3.
Bro, you have the most interesting lore I have ever. Like, what? You took a loan? What? What? What the hell? And then,
Yeah,
and then you met a YouTuber called Master Ashasha, and then you what?
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. You have some very interesting questions. I don't see questions on our list.
Oh,
Lindell, you can't see the questions.
oh, sorry. I'm gonna post this
Okay.
just for fun, but in the YouTube chat, this is the person I was following in the past when I was going through a tough time in 2020, and all of their videos were just I just connected with immediately. Like, okay, like whatever you say, I will follow because I'm so lost right now.
All right. Hold on. Let me just send Lindell the questions. Hey, bro, can you
I
see this?
I have a link, but I don't see the questions what you asked
Hmm.
before.
Wait. Let me see. Maybe it's like the permission thingy. Could have changed. 1 minute. Let me just do my master technical typing stuff.
Oh, in the meantime, you want
Uh,
me to answer the next question because I saw you had one more question, Peter?
yes. Please answer it while I do that, please.
Okay,
Thanks.
yeah, for sure. I have the script as well. So Peter was going to ask me, now that you're at Re Protocol, looking back, what moment or phase in your journey felt like it unintentionally prepared you for this exact role? So it's cool because I was actually about to unintentionally get into that answer. But after discovering that collection and community with Master Shri Krisharna in 2021, I started volunteering for a project called Techie Club. And Techie Club is basically, excuse me, it's basically the the mission was to create a LinkedIn of Web3. So it's like, hey, this is the place where you get trained, where you find job opportunities, and if you have any questions about the industry, this is the place to go to. And it was very cool. I really love the founders. Their names were Lily and Andy, and that's where I met Steph, who is the head of socials and the CT lead here at Re. It was all good times, and the community manager. So I'm Filipino, and the community manager was also Filipino. So he's like my kuya. That's what we call like bigger brother. But his name was Gub, and some kind of emergency came up while I was volunteering there, and he was like, "Hey, I really I can't do this, bro. I have to jump somewhere. Can you take it?" And I was like, "What? Like I've never done this." Sure. So I immediately became the community manager for Techie Club, and from there I got to really see how everything went in the Web3 space. But the amazing thing is, in terms of managing and supporting a community, nothing was different other than the content. Because for me, I used to do this all the time when I was a full-time streamer on Twitch. So it's basically the same thing, but now with Web3. It was very interesting.
All right. So, firstly, you have answered all my questions exceptionally well. Like you honestly crushed it. You have some interesting lore. I'm not gonna lie. I like the lore of how you found some YouTuber called Master Ashush something, and that's basically how you found it. Like that. Yeah, you crushed it, bro. But for the next segment, I'll be passing on the mic to Lyndall because I'm sure he has some very interesting questions to ask you.
So, Chaz, you've got more than 7,000 following on Twitch, which is no small feat. What first pushed you to hit go live?
Right. So I'll keep this as short as possible. I started my YouTube journey actually in 2015. Damn, that was like 10 years ago. But the reason I even started YouTube in the first place was because of a YouTuber named Markiplier. And Markiplier had this video where he was just crying and thanking his audience. He was so genuine and so real, like actually tears coming down his face, like, thank you all so much for supporting and guiding me. I've always wanted to do this, and I get to live creating content because of you. And it inspired me. I was like, oh my God, Markiplier, dude, this guy is so awesome. If he can do it, I can do it. So I started creating content. And then after my first year, I got some pretty good following on YouTube. I started seeing people doing live streams. Like, oh, this is so cool. Like, what are people doing live streams for? And the biggest thing that got me to hit go live was charity streams. So there's a company called Extra Life where people can do charity streams for, and it goes towards like children's hospitals. And I was like, dude, charity streams for children in like hospitals? I want to do that. That sounds amazing. So my first stream ever was a charity stream on YouTube actually. And we were playing, it was during Halloween, and this guy, so if you guys ever heard of what is it called? You guys ever heard of Five Nights at Freddy's? It's crazy. It's a crazy story. But this guy named Scott Cawthon, who created the series, actually donated to us. It was like 1,337, and all of us were freaking out, like me and the people hosting it together. We're like, "What, dude? Scott Cawthon from Five Nights at Freddy's donated 1,337? That's crazy." But anyways, going from there, I just loved how authentic and fun it was to connect with people live during a stream. Because before then, watching Markiplier, I had those phases of like recording myself playing a game and then editing and stuff. But I really love the real time interaction with the community and the audience and everyone tuning in, appreciating them as they join in. So from there, I went to Twitch, and wow, what a journey! It's like I started YouTube 2015, I got into Twitch 2016, then I built my following up until 2017. Then 2018, it was like the all systems go full time, and it led me to like 7,000 following on Twitch. It was an amazing journey, very humbling too, because I got to see it all. Like, as like, just to keep it real, I knew some people that were so cool with me, and I didn't mean to, but I grew past them, and they treated me so different. Like they were super jealous. Like, whoa, I never saw this coming. Like, I just want to have fun and create here, but people treat me differently now that I grow past them. That's what it is. But it was an intense journey. Sorry if I went all over the place because I feel like you have another question following this.
I think charity streams is so cute because for children in hospitals, right? Yeah. Wow. I think it is unusual. And when did you start streaming on YouTube?
It was 2016 actually, and I think I actually cried on stream because we more than doubled the goal we had. I think it was just $300, and we hit like 1,700. I was like, oh my god, those kids get to have fun. Y'all just gave to them. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's cool. Uh, okay, let me ask the next question. What kind of content felt the most you on stream, and did it shape how you interact with the RE community today?
Yeah. So the rewords. So you mentioned what kind of content felt the most me on stream, and how did it interact with the community today. So those marbles on streams that we do every Monday. I actually did them on my main channel too. It was always fun and always a good time, and I'd always make fun of the people falling off. So I do the same exact thing in our streams at Re, where I'm just watching whoever's first place, and whoever falls off, I'm like, damn, dude, what happened here? Like, um, but any kind of content where people can just join in and vibe and hang out, always a good time for me. Um, when I was streaming, I think my biggest stream, the biggest game where people would watch the most was for a game called Geometry Dash. I feel like some people here might know that, but I got to connect with a lot of people there who actually I ended up doing charity streams with too, including some guy named not some guy. He was like my senpai. His name was Eric Van Wilderman in the Geometry Dash community, but I got to do collab streams with him. So regarding the kinds of content that felt the most me, definitely collaboration streams and streams where people can participate and hang out and interact with both me and the viewers there. Like some other content or games. Have you ever heard of a game called Jackbox, where it's literally a game you launch from Steam and people watching your stream can join in on? It's very cool. It's like Kahoot on steroids. But I love those kind of interactive streams. They're always fun for me.
Okay, that's cool, funny about marbles on the Mondays. And has been a content creator given you an edge in Web3? Or do you keep those two worlds separate?
It's the Fox. Sorry, I just saw him. I was like, dude, the goat. Sorry, real quick. The Fox is our newest team, and they are working on the redacted intern page. Thank you so much for all of your work. You're super awesome. Regarding so the question was, has being a content creator given you an edge in Web3, or do you keep those worlds separate? So it's cool because honestly, it's definitely given me the edge for sure. Because doing Twitch streams, it's like every single stream you do, you're the host, and for me, I always want to respect people's time. So I always I feel like I thank people too much, but I'm sorry, that's part of my personality. But everyone that tuned in, I would always say, dude, thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out. I appreciate it. You could literally be anywhere else in the world, but you're here. Thank you for your time. That's all I could ask for. So that sentiment translates over to Web3. We host all these events, and like I see these people who constantly join in. I'm like, dude, you could be anywhere else, but you're here. So I appreciate it. 'Cause- And yeah, definitely for creating that sort of, what's the word? So in the beginning of Re, I actually hosted Twitter Spaces too, and that kind of energy I brought, where it's like, "Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm the host. We're gonna be going through this today." I feel like Twitch really set me up for that because I was able to kind of find a natural way for me to speak on Twitch. Because if you hear the way I speak, I never used to speak like this. Um, I had practice in my YouTube days, but I was so awkward I think I'm still awkward in a way, but a lot of my content stuff in the past has definitely prepped me for Web3. So I think the two worlds, even though they're kind of different, the way I do things is kind of the same, if that makes any sense.
Okay, thank you for answer. And I think it is the last question about Twitch. Um, what's a Twitch moment or stream memory that still sticks with you? Funny, chaotic, or just unexpectedly wholesome?
Yeah, for sure. So I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna share three memories, and then I'll keep it. What's the word? I'll keep it laser focused. So the question was, what's a Twitch moment or stream memory that sticks with you, either funny, chaotic, or unexpectedly wholesome? So when I was streaming Geometry Dash, there was a. Normally they say you need a 144 hertz monitor to be able to play that game in the most optimized way possible. And I was always saying, "Oh, okay, one day I'll get it." And then this guy I look up to, his name was Eric Van Wilderman. He was like, "I'll get it for you," and he donated $144. I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you so much!" I'm actually looking at the monitor he got me too. And then that date 420. This is kind of funny for me, but on the date 420 where it's like National Smoke Weed Day, I'm just saying it. I'm not saying that I participate or anything, but I had a donation bar that said 420, and I was like, "Yo, like Snoop Dogg Day," and I didn't expect anyone to donate, and one of my good friends donated $420. I'm like, "Bro, what the hell?" Like, 420. It was a joke. Thank you. Holy crap. And lastly, it's 420. The chaotic moment was so in Geometry Dash, there's a level called Bloodlust. I don't think it's in the top 50 anymore, but there's a guy named Novel Boy who I got to connect with. He's very cool. He had a stream of 1,000 people watching him. So the thing with Geometry Dash is if you want people to play your level, you have to beat it first. That's called like verifying it. So he had a verification stream to beat this level, and he beat it. And then he rated me, and I was like, "Holy shit! There's like 1,000 people here." And then I was like, "Okay, it's like, thank you all for being here. Let's have a good time." And then it was just normal from there. But first time ever, I got rated from someone with like 1,000 viewers. Chat just going crazy. I didn't know what to think for like 10 seconds, but I just took a deep breath and I'm like, all right, I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. Let's have a good time. No.
Okay, that's funny. Um, I think I could comment your answers longer, but to be honest, you speak really fast.
Sorry, I get so
So,
excited.
sometimes sometimes I can not understand. Um, okay, so. How did the opportunity with the RE protocol actually come about? Did you stumble into it or were you already watching from afar?
Yeah, for sure. So, sorry, I'll try to speak slower. I'm just so excited to be here, and thank you all so much for your time again. You could be anywhere else, but you're here. So, it's a funny story. I met Steph in 2021 at Techie Club, which was, oh my god, 6-7, which was that LinkedIn project of Web3, and me and Steph got to like, I hosted games like Among Us and Jackbox, and she participated. It was so much fun. And then she knew that I was active in Web3 as a community manager. And then the conversation is so funny because so I was working from Techie Club. I got on to work to other projects. They were called Subway Rat and Daisy Dragons NFT. They were pretty fun, and I kept the vibe the same there. And Steph always kept an eye on me throughout. And then, unfortunately, last year, both projects, what's the word? Funds dried up, and they couldn't pay me anymore. And it's like, okay, I need to look for something else. And then Stephanie was looking. So the conversation went like this, like, "Hey Chaz, hey Steph, are you still looking for a job? Yes. Okay, work for me. Okay, I will." And then, but I promise it's not that simple because I did speak to Natalie, who is the head of marketing, and she got to know me and my experience. And from there, she was like, okay, cool, let's sign them up, let's get them here. And ever since August of 2024, wow, it's been a journey. We only had 3,000 people in our server in August last year. It's amazing to see the growth, and I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Okay, that's really a funny story. Do you still find a job? Yes. So, and what was your gut feeling when you first met the RE team, and has it held true?
Dude, the team is so cool. So you got Karn, the CEO. You got Natalie. There's Cliff, Anand, Ben. I feel like I'm forgetting some people, but I'm normally on Zoom calls with them every Tuesday and Friday, and we connect and we give our updates, and then we start working on stuff for the day to push the vision of Reforward. But whenever I speak to them, I get that this sense of wow, they are so real and they actually want to create something amazing. And I feel like there's something different here too. Because for me, I'm so used to like I went through that entire phase ever since 2020 of like, the NFT craze and then the I'm gonna say the shitcoin phrase. And then you remember that pixel phase in 2022 and like everyone was into like pixel stuff? I even went through that. And then now I'm like, dude, I don't know what's sticking, but like there's something about what they have here that I feel like is gonna stay. It's not just a phase, it's very long term. And they also have amazing funding. So I was like, dude, they're gonna do something good. But genuinely, as every single person I've met from the team is pretty cool. Like they're fun to talk to. They're very smart, knowledgeable. Sometimes I feel like then this is just a little funny thing for me. The way I talk is so street talk sometimes, Like you talk to someone, it's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" Like I'm very like down to earth. And then when they speak, I'm like, "Damn, they're so intelligent." Like, it's like sometimes they use big words and I'm like, "I got to look this up." But they're still awesome. I love them.
Okay. And do you know the team from 2021, right?
Oh, do you mean Oh, I think you mentioned Steph. So I first met Steph in 2021. I met the Re team last year, but Steph, she's always been a lot of fun. She's been like a ball of energy in the Web3 space, and she's one of my best friends here actually in the Web3 space. It's her and there's another guy named Scotty who was active at the time, but she hasn't changed a bit. She's always been that like bundle of joy, always fun to talk to. We always relate on like the anime or games we play, like Fortnite or Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff. But working with her now, it's like even more fun because I get to connect with her more.
Okay. So, um, what's something about RE protocol team dynamic that outsiders would probably never guess?
Uh, Sorry, I got a DM from Stepox, so my attention went there. Sometimes I'm like OCD, like squirrel kind of moment. But you said, what's something about the Re protocol team dynamic that outsiders would never guess? Hmm, the dynamic about the team. Ah, it's like there are. I don't want to like say stuff that can sound like I'm putting other people down because like there are some real teams out there, but for when I use the word real, but for them, they're very real, very genuine, very fun, very relatable. And if you meet them in person, it's just very easy to talk to them. I've always chatted with them on Zoom, so it was very easy to communicate. But something about them that you'd never guess, I guess the fact that they're also weebs. So we've been trying to get Karn to watch Don Da Don. And it's like I don't think he's seen it yet, but it's like, dude, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
Okay. And mm, about team, next question. On your opinion, who's someone on the team who deserves way more credit than they get, and what do they bring to the table?
Hmm. Um, I want to. mention two people, honestly. So the first one, I hope it's not biased because I work directly with her, but it's Steph. Steph and the Re team works so much. I feel like she does like 10 things at the same time while I'm doing 5 things at the same time. But somehow she manages to make it work. And if you ever see her Twitter and it looks like everything's chill, it's like, dang, she's handling it. Like there's so much she's doing. I have so much respect for her because there are a lot of times we're in so many group chats together, and she always has time for me whenever I need to bring something up to her. And then I see her chatting like so fluidly through all the group chats we're in. I'm like, dang, look at her. She's making her rounds. And then she goes back to me. Then she goes back to what she's working on. So definitely her. And then recently, dang, it's so crazy. But J Mike, who's basically, well, J Mike and Stepox are basically my right hand man. And J Mike is in the trenches as our vibe creator, which is a new role at Re. But basically, they make sure that the vibes are, cool, fluid, fun. And whatever goes on, if there's any kind of like issues, he'll look into it. But he's been in the trenches. Like sometimes I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't know why I'm waking up that much, but I'm like, I guess I'll go on Twitter. And I see him actively going through Twitter stuff. I'm like, dang, he's supporting every single person posting content in the Newbie Create channel. That's crazy. So, yeah, Steph and J Mike, amazing, amazing, and also Stepak.
And so, so. You seem like someone who really values positive vibes, what makes the RE team a group worth showing up for every day.
Interesting question. Sorry, I'm gonna read it again so I can fully understand it. So it said, "You seem like a question who really values positive vibe. What makes the Re team a group worth today?" I always want to do my best for them. Honestly. The Re team, I truly, and I know I might sound biased because I work here, but I truly believe that they're creating something special and different in Web3, and I want to do my best with what skills I have to really help them towards that vision. Like, dude, do it. I'll do the best I can. Let me know. So I normally have a task list of stuff I need to tackle every single week, but I'm always searching for that next extra thing I can add on. Okay, cool. I went through my stuff. What's another thing I can additionally do to show up in a way that's word? There's a certain word for it, but I always want to do something extra for them. They all they all work so hard. I feel like a lot of times people would try to get a response to them, but I'm like, I'm so sorry, like they're so busy. But it's like good busy. You know that picture of DJ Khaled like suffering from success? It's like really good busy. But I always want to do my best I can to support them. So when people try to connect with them, they don't get an answer. I'll be like, okay, let me write down your question. I'll talk with them in the Zoom call, get back. But these guys, everyone in the team cares about what they're doing here. So it makes me care even more.
Okay. And it was the last question about team. Next questions will be about community as I see and as I remember. So, what's your your personal definition of healthy, thriving Web3 community?
Yeah. Okay. So what's my definition of a healthy, thriving Web3 community? I think a space where people can be open and honest with each other while it's a vibe of everyone supporting each other. Sorry, it's a lot of things at once. It's not like one definition, but open support all around and people being able to voice feedback. Like whether it's positive or negative, I do my best to always be open to the feedback. Um, and that thriving community is definitely what's the word? God, I'm like overthinking this. There's just so much, but the thing I'm thinking about is like, so whenever I went to the Apple store I used to work at, I promise this relates to this. The Apple store I used to work at, the store leader would always be in the store, like the actual owner of the store, and talk to people, and it felt so personal because it's like, oh my god, you own this Apple store? Hi, how are you? So I also want to add that touch. where it's like, dude, I'm just another person here. I may be the community manager, but I'm another person like you. I'm here to help. So along with that supportive and open kind of vibe for people to voice feedback and hang out with us and get and feel support, they also get to meet the team on a very down to earth level. So I feel like all of these combined create a very healthy community. As long as it's very genuine and fun and engaging, I think it'll be good.
Okay, thank you for this answer. And can you share a moment from Ray community that really made you stop and think, damn, this special? If it was, of course.
A moment from the Re community that made me think, damn, this is special. Um, so many moments. But is honestly, it would have to be a very recent one. There's a person named Local Host that has been creating amazing write ups where like you went deep into the research of Re protocol. Like you researched all of whatever happened in the history of Re. And I was looking at his post. I was like, damn, this is so good. I gotta pin this. I gotta share it with the team. And then once they saw Local Host's stuff, everyone in the team was like, whoa, this guy is good. And let me read one of the messages because I think someone was messaging here. It goes, oh yeah, one of the underwriters were like, wow, they even mentioned some people, and we should let them know they're internet famous now. But they had a good time reading everything that was written. So shout out to Local Host for creating that. Oh, you're here, dude. Thanks for tuning in.
And what's one part of community work that energizes you the most? And one part that most people totally underestimates. Sorry.
It's okay. Um, one part of community work that energizes you the most, I think it's definitely planning for the future. We're so I always have meetings with the team, and we're always thinking of what's next, and it gets me excited because it's like, dude, we could literally do anything we want. So along with planning for events or like campaigns or contests in the future, another part also is the event hosting side. We have a lot of talented and amazing event hosts like you two on the call with me, but I really want to give everyone creative freedom. It's like, dude, this is so fun. I'm so excited to see what's next. Like, we have so many events getting introduced. We have a lot of karaoke now. There's Kirka, there's Lol Beans, there's Rocket Boat, I think. I'm like, wow, this is so fun. What's next? I think we have Minecraft coming up. I'm like, oh, I want to be a part of that. That's very cool. So that gets me going because I love seeing all these different ideas people have. And if it's feasible, I'm fully in support of it. And I want to support best I can too. One part that most people underestimate, I might be overthinking this one. I'm not sure. Like, is there like an example? Maybe the judging process? Um, okay, so oh, this is the first thing on my mind, so I'll run with it. When it comes to promotions, the team really wants me to stick to the 50 for reasons that I can't say. But trust me, there are so many people that I want to promote, but it's a painful process to narrow it down. So, it's like sometimes like whenever the promotions happen and people voice it, I'm like, you got it. It's like we'll do the best we can. But it's like I just ask that people be as understanding as possible and know that you are in our eyes and just vibe with us, have a good time, create, and you will get that role. Don't stress. But I think that may be the thing that people underestimate. That answers the question.
Okay, so, and the last question from me, but it is interesting. Um, if you could shape the long-term culture of a community in one sentence, what would it be?
If you could shape the long-term culture of the week, um, alive. This is my definition, but a community that feels so special, so genuine, so alive. feel like when you interact, you're not just typing something to type something. You're actually connecting to something special here. You have so many events for people to join in and have actual, genuine fun and memories and camaraderie with. So I want to make this community feel alive. So that would be the word I'd. Sorry, yes for a sentence. I gave you a word.
Okay, thank you for your answers. And it is Peter's turn again.
I can't with these memes.
Alrighty. Alrighty. This has been a very interesting interview. Can you guys hear me first before I speak?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Okay, so this has been an interesting interview. I personally learned a lot. I genuinely like your story. How I didn't realize, like, if you wanted to get in rooms with protocols, it's better to like volunteer and just be helpful because, like, in the long run, you get to like a position where you are at now, instead of like the normal process that people do, where like you just apply for a job and hopefully you get a Web3 job. So that's something I actually took away from your journey in like going from a gamer to becoming a Web3 job is help people. And eventually it turns out like really good. Help people and make friends. Help people and make friends. Yeah, that's something I really took away from
That's
your story.
That's good. And yeah, I'm with you there. Honestly, if anyone here is looking for a gig in Web3, like they're out there and they're very exciting. I love what I do here. It's always so exciting to jump back in. To get your foot in the door, you definitely want to volunteer and get to know the people you're working with and know their vision. And if you relate with their sort of culture and vibe, they will reach out to you. When I got to speak with the re team, they immediately were like, "Oh yeah, this guy." Like, I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Especially with Techie Club too in the past where I first met Steph. I just volunteered, but the way I showed up, I actually genuinely cared about the server and the team and the vision, and then they just naturally told me to be the community manager in that project 3 years ago. So definitely volunteer first and get your foot in the door if you want experience and opportunities for working in Web3.
Awesome. Okay, now on to my side of the questions. My first question, here first, but my next question is, what is a typical day? I'm actually curious about this because you are one of the busiest people I've ever seen. Like you do like 10 things at the same time. You're responding to like multiple DMs. You're planning for this. You're talking with J Mike about this. Like there's a lot that happens in your life. So tell me, what does a typical day in your role look like?
Yeah, you ever see me post that cat that's on fire? Just kidding. So
Dude,
basically,
I remember that.
that's me every day. No, I'm just kidding. Um, so it's very fun. It's very cool. I always start my day off. We have a team Slack for Ray and the fire cat. I check in with the team, see what's going on, see if anything there's anything uh impending that I need to handle or know throughout my day. And then after checking with the team, I go straight to Steph. And if she sent me something for the entire day, it's okay, cool. Like what's going on, what's on my radar, what do I need to focus on today? And if not, okay, cool, I'll go to the next thing, which is the interns chat. And the interns they're like an intimate team with me here at Rape, but they'll let me know the rundown if there's situations coming up, feedback, ideas. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll hear this out and check in with you. Then after the helpers is the regional helpers, which are sorry, after the interns is the regional helpers, which I really appreciate all of their support. Huge shout out to Jax, who just became our newest regional helper. He's been supporting us without asking for anything, and now he has the title. Super awesome. But I check in there, see what's going on, answer best I can. And then I go through my DMs, which I normally have around 50 plus DMs. So if you DM me and you haven't received something, I apologize. I tend to go through them as much as I can, best I can. I normally wake up and I see 50 playing pings and I'm like, all right, let's do it. I got to go through and do my best to give everyone my time and attention. And then once that's clear, I'll spend some free time in the general chat, like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Well, we call it the newbie chat. But I'm just there, like, sending cat memes, saying hi to people, greeting people, because I want to actually get to greet new people, say hi to people that are still vibing with us, and see what's going on. And then I see what kind of events are going on. Then I head to the event channel where I'm like, okay, cool, let's see what's happening here. I talk with people, give my feedback. Then from there, sorry if this is a lot, but then sometimes we do have issues. So me personally, I would help if I could, but when it comes to like KYC issues or product issues, we immediately send it to our team on the website, which is Ben, Anon, Cliff. They support people there. So then I'm guiding people with their questions if we have support tickets. Or sorry, the support chat. We used to have a support ticket system, but we had 50 plus tickets per day and it kind of came overwhelming. I apologize. But I think what we have right now is pretty good. And then from there, I have some free time. I go to Twitter and I can't thank everyone enough for your support. It's overwhelmingly amazing and I do the best I can to support everyone's content. Just to be real, every time I refresh my notifications, every 15 minutes, it says 20 plus. And sometimes I can't keep up, but I'll do my best to always support as much as I can. But we do have a channel in our team chat with the interns and the helpers where if they see something really good, like a thread or art piece or something IRL, they'll post it there for me to see. Like, oh, cool, this is awesome. All of this while going through I have a weekly checklist of stuff I need to also keep tabs on. Like, okay, so the nomination list is going to be 11-11. Okay, cool. We're working on that. Okay. 11-4, we may have a call for the team. Like our monthly Discord call, maybe next week Tuesday. So I'm still confirming that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm keeping tabs on that. Giga Chad, like, oh my god, we got to get our first 2 ones. But if not, we'll have 4 next month. We're looking into that. So there's a lot of things on the side as well. But yeah, this is like my normal day going through it. We're also going to be giving away cash prizes for the Hype Squad on Friday, along with the Raider roles for the top 30. And then I'll be finishing the budget for next month for the community and reviewing it with the team. And then after the next nominational batch, we're going to have the second OG content. I feel like I said too much there. But yeah, it's a lot, but it's good stuff. I love all of it.
I have a question that's not in the docs. Do you take a nap like during the day with all this stuff?
Okay, so people don't believe me. They say, "Do you sleep?" I'm like, "Yes, I get around 8 to 9 hours of sleep a day." And they're like, "You're lying." I'm like, "Dude, I promise. I sleep at 11 p.m. my time, wake up at 7."
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. If I can't even imagine doing half the stuff you do and I have to do it like every day. Even like responding to 50 people sounds like it requires a lot of creative energy. Actually, you know what? This ties on to my next question, right? Which is, how do you, please, honestly, like really, how do you keep your head clear and focused in a space that moves at 1,000 miles per hour? Like, how do you do it, dude?
Oh, this is good. Honestly, if anyone's here's planning to work in Web3, I urge you to pace yourself and take care of yourself because you can be in the trenches all day and it can be like it's still good work, but honestly, in the beginning, I was pretty drained and I was like, holy crap, I need to pace myself or else I'm gonna burn out. Like I don't want to burn out so fast. So I use something called a Pomodoro timer. It's actually on a website called pomodoro.io, I think. So basically, you hit start and then you work for 25 minutes and then there's a 5-minute break. I'm like, oh, cool. And the next thing you know, it cycles. And then every 3 sessions, it gives you a long break. So that's what I use for work. I actually introduced this to Koke Momo, who's one of our Japanese helpers, and I've been helping him too. But I need to really pace myself. And then also taking care of myself physically and mentally outside of work as well. I actually personally do yoga when I start off my days in the morning and at night. And I also do meditations in the morning. And then I also do something called intermittent fasting where I make sure I only eat from 11 to 7. I promise this is relatable, but taking care of myself outside of work in the most best way possible so that I can show up as my best version for sure.
All right, that's an interesting answer. Holy. But I like the Pomodoro technique thing. I think I used to use that back when I was in school. And like I had like exams in like 3 weeks and I had to like freaking I had to find a way to like study all this stuff as efficiently as possible so I pass. And then I discovered the Pomodoro technique. I should start using that again. Yeah, thank you for answering that. On to my next question.
Oh,
What's
sorry,
one system?
sorry. Can I slip this
Oh,
really
sure.
fast? Because I feel like I like this question. Um,
First
so
question.
Joy asks, I was wondering to know why he's always such happy and cheerful. So like the ball of energy, right? It's funny because I had a potluck with my family Saturday for Halloween, and they were like, "Chaz, you're like the sun." Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're always so happy. You're like a bundle of energy. Like, how? And then one of them were like, they were saying, "Are you depressed?" Like, oh my god, where did this come from? It's like, like people who are always happy, like they're actually depressed. I'm like, well, I'll be real with you. In 2020, I thought my life was over, and I just want to enjoy my life. So my new mentality came from there, where every single day I just want to give it my best and create something special. So I feel like my inner child kind of naturally just wants all over with like just smiles and happiness and just want to make the best of things. Because before 2020, I was actually depressed, to be honest, like very in a dark, bad space. And then something clicked where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to enjoy my life and be happy. And everything just naturally came from there.
Well said. Well said. Thank you, Joy, for actually asking that question. That was a great answer.
Thank you.
All right. On to the next question. What's one system, strategy, or mindset that's helped you grow most as a community leader? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I think in this role, there's it's very hard. There's so many things going on. And honestly, in the past before 2020, I would be very hard on myself. Like I think I was a perfectionist. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. But I have this new mentality, thanks to my meditations too, by the way. But um, like whatever happens, it's a learning lesson. Whatever happens, I'm doing my best and moving forward with the right intention. So it's like whatever happens, don't stress, don't focus too much on what didn't work. Like, okay, this is the next thing. Let's go. Let's do it. So it's allowed me to move forward. I think a lot. There are some things in the past that maybe we've done, and there's feedback, and I've taken it like, okay, cool, thank you. But I've never sat with it for so long. Like, oh my god, like we messed up big time on this. Like why did I do this? It's more like, okay, like it's a learning lesson. And I have your feedback. Thank you. Let's do better next time. Let's do this. I get more excited to jump in with a better mindset.
Thank you for your advice. I'm actually going to steal that mindset now. Thank you so much. I'm going to adopt that. That's actually a really good way to view life. So I'll be taking that mindset as well.
Yeah, by all
Um,
means. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Peter, but yeah, by all means, because for me, I think I would always focus on mistakes. So I tell myself, like, hey, there's, well, it is in a way like a mistake, but for me, I'm like, it may be a mistake, but it's a learning lesson. Don't be hard. You got, you know better now.
100%. All right. So the next question is, what excites you the most about where RE Protocol is headed in the next 6 to 12 months?
Hmm, man, 2026. Woo. I, gonna be a big year, and I'm gonna be ready. And damn, I gotta be so big. They have big plans, and everything they've been releasing has been amazing. And they're not stopping. They still have more to go with what they're planning next year. I'm sorry, I have to be so vague on this. I feel like I I would be saying something that would get me in trouble. But for where they're going, I'm also personally excited of when I can stake. So I live in Las Vegas of the USA, and I'm waiting for when I can stake because I really want to participate. Like, oh, finally I can do it because it's all legal stuff that they got to handle. But that also includes other regions like Nigeria, maybe Russia, other places where if it opens up, it's like, oh, awesome, dude, we have amazing people from those regions and they can participate now. Good. So I'm looking forward to possibly, I'll say possibly because I don't know when, more regions opening up for people to participate in, along with um, just more announcements from the team. I think we're always looking for better ways for people to experience both the product side and the community side. So this is kind of funny, but on the product side, they're gonna make it so that you can KYC first and then stake. I was like, yeah, I'm so excited for this, dude. Like finally.
Alrighty. Okay. Um, my next question is, if you had creative freedom and unlimited resources, what's one crazy community idea you'd love to try?
I think I don't know why I think about this, but you ever heard of like a VTuber where it's the virtual avatar and they're streaming on Twitch? It's like an anime character, and it's like, hey, what's up? That's their avatar.
Dude, I see VTubers on my Instagram all the time, and they always post like the most hilarious freaking jokes I see. But yeah, I know VTubers. Sorry, go on, go on.
For sure. If I had full creative freedom, I would want a branded VTuber avatar for me, and then I would do so many streams for us where the community can just vibe and hang out. So it would be a combination of both my Twitch life when I used to full time stream with Ray, where it's like, yeah, dude, I'm the community manager. We're here having a good time, and I'm using the VTuber avatar. I stream like 5 times a week. You know, like would be very fun. And then like have like a community team of streamers, and then we have our own like group, something like that. I think I would have the most creative freedom with that. It'd be very fun.
All right. And what's a piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you first got into Web3? I'm sure you actually have a lot of advice you wish someone gave you when you came to Web3.
Yeah,
But yeah,
what do I pick? um, hmm, volunteer, because so just to be, yeah, just like volunteer to get your foot in the door. I think after I was actually in this phase after that project that I minted from Master Tree Akrashana. I was looking for a good 3 months for a job on Web3, and I was sending my resume, and I would actually join servers and ask like if they were hiring, and then nothing clicked, nothing worked until I was like, okay, this is rough. I'm just gonna get. It just naturally went to, I'm just gonna get experience, and then maybe one day I'll find a gig. So I volunteered for that project, Techie Club, and then next thing you know, they made me the CM, and I went from there. Like, whoa, I didn't even ask for this, and I got it for volunteering. It's amazing.
all right, that's a great takeaway. What's a piece of advice you'd give to someone who's new to RE but isn't sure how to stand out or find their place in our community?
I'd say, sorry if this sounds like a cheesy answer, but whatever whatever way you feel that's the most authentic to you to stand out in, definitely just enjoy the process in that area. So we have some people who are so active in our events and they stand out there. It's like, oh my god, look at you! You got so many legend roles and you're so active in our events. Thank you so much. Or there's people who stand out in the Discord, like MG Fought or like Island Greedster or Jax. It's like, dude, they stand out like they're constantly just supporting people to understand the community and the product, answering questions. Oh, you really stand out in the support aspect. And then there's people like local hosts where, did you see their write-ups? I'm like, dude, like you'd be one of the writers for one of the newest writers for me. Like, look at what you make. It's so amazing. Like you stand out with your craft and what you're skilled in. Amazing. And then there are some people who are amazing hosts. Sorry, this is going to be a shout out. Shout out to Peter. I was like, dude, you're an amazing host with good energy. And then like Dakota too. Dakota is an event hoster, and she hosts karaoke amazingly well. So a way to stand out is to find something that you genuinely love to do and feel like you can have more of a voice in, and then just keep doing it, and we'll definitely notice. A lot of artists too, for sure, posting their stuff and tagging us on Twitter. I'm like, dang, you guys are so good with what you do. And Sunex is the meme lord for sure.
Dude, I see Phoenix's memes all the time on on Twitter. They're so hilarious, bro. But okay, that's actually a really helpful advice. Thank you for answering that. I'm sure you've actually helped a lot of people get more clarity on what it takes, to be honest. Because, dude, I'll be super transparent. I've said this before. but it's actually true. A lot of community managers don't really do what you do. They're not super active with the community. They might just like hop in the chat, say hi from time to time, but they don't really feel like they're trying to help their community that much. You are a person I can actually compare you to who's like as much as a workaholic as you is Mike Webbs. That's the only person I can think of who
Oh,
like lives in Discord, helps people as much as possible, event after event after event. That's the only person in like the many Discords I've seen like who I can compare you to, because you are genuinely like an exception to this community type of industry. So really like thank you for uh doing what you're doing, and also like thanks to the RE team for even like thinking of organizing the community in this way, where like you have J Mike who constantly checks our work, you have like you who just like decides to answer 50 DMs every day without exploding. But you spam that like cat emoji on fire thing. Like really, I appreciate like this type of community. It's actually I enjoyed. A friend of mine actually recommended that we go to another protocol, but then I was like, dude, why would you do that? Like RE is like the best type of community to join. Like you can post anything and it'll literally be noted. If you post in another protocol, right? It's unlikely they'll even see your work. Some people don't even check it. Like you have to become friends with a community manager, and hopefully maybe you might get her. Like I've seen this stuff, and I can say with like 100% certainty that this is the best place to stand out with your natural talents, not becoming someone you're not. But yeah, I just
I,
wanted to say thank you. I ended up dragging it, but really thank you.
you're good. I really appreciate that feedback. And my commitment to you and everyone listening in our community is never to let these words get to my head. I really do appreciate how you feel, and it makes me happy to feel that. You ever hear that quote where it's like, "Yesterday's home runs don't win today's ball game"? But for me, it's like amazing. I'm so happy to hear you feel this way. I'm gonna find a way to excel in my role and make things even better. Like I want to keep this going, but
You need to
elevate.
rest, bro. Don't nah, rest. You can't even. Don't add more to your workload. I've heard your workload. Don't add more, bro. You're cooked if you do more. Like rest. All right, all right. On to the next question. So we don't drag this out too long. The final question, Chaz. Are you ready? Are you ready to answer this?
Yes, ready as I can be.
All right. So years from now, when people talk about your role in RE Protocol story, what do you hope they say?
I try to like I don't want to like try to sound like I'm glazing myself or anything like that, but it's more like, wow, Ree was really an experience, and the team up there, TM, he really wanted people to just vibe and have fun and connect with the community in the most genuine way possible. And there were so many avenues to get involved and participate that I feel like he really wanted everyone to find their place in Ree, wherever it may be. There was a place for them somewhere in our server. Um, so definitely, yeah, that's. I don't know how much more to add to it other than the CM that wanted everyone to find a place to belong at Ray.
Well answered. Well, this was a great interview. I'm not gonna lie. I expected some generic answers, like just vibe.
Just, just vibe, dude.
I expected some generic answers, but this was like one of the most valuable interviews I've hosted in a while. I'll be honest, because I speak with a lot of founders and teams, but this was an extremely valuable space. At least for me, I learned a lot. I didn't know I had to like if I wanted to get my foot in Web3, I had to volunteer. Actually, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. Because the way I became a mini core for that other project I told you about was
Mhm.
because I started out as a volunteer, and then like the team DM'd me because they were impressed with my work, and they were like, "Do you want to just like post or like write about our protocol on like our company website?" You're right. Your advice is good. Okay, good, good. Yeah. So like if anyone if anyone's doubting Chaz's advice about like volunteering first, it does work. Like really, it does work. I just realized that when I compared my history. But okay, this has been a fantastic interview. I learned a lot. I'm sure a lot of people learned this as well. Luckily, this place was like recorded.
Yeah.
So if you missed it, you will be able to hear this via advice. I'll try and like write a recap as well. Lyndall, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up, and then we'll ask Chaz for his final words?
I think I need to say to audience that if you skipped some moments, you would be able to watch it on YouTube. So I will post it a little bit later. And I want to say thank you, Chaz, for very fantastic karaoke. Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, all my thoughts about events. Thank you for a fantastic interview. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, Chaz, what are your final words, bro?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited and happy I got to share this, and I recorded it, so I'll definitely share the recording with you soon, Peter. I'm super excited for people to dive in and hear my story and how it led into Re and what Re's creating. It's a lot of really good stuff. I apologize if I spoke kind of fast here or there. I do get very excited and then I just let loose. So sometimes I don't know if I'm going like 200 miles per second, but I'm like going in and whatever I was sharing. But man, I feel like my intention with this call was to be as genuine as possible and to give you the full raw answer of how I feel regarding what was asked, and I feel like I did it. So thank you so much for facilitating and hosting this, Lyndall and Peter. I really appreciate your time. Y'all are amazing with your event hosting, and everyone else tuning in actively here. Again, I tell myself all the time. Sorry, I tell this all the time, but you could be anywhere else, but you're here spending time with us. So I appreciate your time. It's all I can ask for. Thank you.
Alrighty, this was a good space. Everyone, peace. I am out. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.